Are we live? 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 Salam. Andrashim Unacademy jackets on you. All right. Hey guys, good evening, and welcome back again to your Unacademy NEET English channel. I hope all of you are doing great and a good time. My dear students, let me know quickly in the chats if all of you can hear me, if I'm perfectly audible, visible to every one of you. Quickly let me know in the chats. Quickly let me know in the chats. Quickly let me know in the chats. Every one of you. Every one of you. Every one of you. So my dear students, now it is the time to discuss your NEET paper. Yes. Well, first of all, as I saw the questions of chemistry, let me tell you very honestly, the paper was in the category of easy to moderate. It was in the category of easy to moderate. And my dear students, in the last few days, if you remember, I kept on posting those small videos, like 40 marks in 10 minutes, 50 marks in 6 minutes, something like that, right? And my dear students, let me tell you, majority of the questions were from those sessions only. I'll post a small video on that as well, okay? I'll post a small video on that as well. Paper was a bit lengthy. Right? But it was in the category of easy to moderate when I talk about the subject chemistry. Now, when I start solving the paper, you'll understand how easy the paper was. Perfect. But it was not as easy as NEET 2024. It was not as easy as NEET 2024. Yeah? Right? Sir, I answered most of the chemistry questions confidently. Amazing. That's great. Amazing. Well, the paper is right in front of us. So I think it's the time to solve the paper. Yeah? I think it's the time to solve the paper. Are you all ready? Is everyone ready, people? Let me know quickly in the chats. We are directly going with the paper solving. We are going to start the paper solving. I am super happy, my dear students. I am super happy. Because whatever things we discussed in the last 7 days, I am telling you 35 to 40 questions in chemistry were directly from those small sessions which we took here on this channel. And that's something by means of which I'm telling you that I'm happy at this point of time. Yeah? That's great, guys. That's great. That's great. So you tell me, first of all, how was it? How did you do it? Tell me about your chemistry section. How did you guys do it? I would want KK sir to join me as well. We have KK sir here as well. He'll be solving organic chemistry with me. Yeah? Amazing. I'll post a video on cutoff as well. First of all, it is the time to solve the paper. Let's solve the paper first. Let me know, first of all, in the chats, how easy did you find it? Sir, you saved my life. Amazing. Great. Someone is saying all the organic questions from KK sir session.
Thank you.
Great. You know, this is the best feeling when whatever we teach in the classes, when the same things are asked directly or indirectly in the examination, that gives you the eternal happiness. Trust me on that. And majority of the questions in chemistry section were from those. Majority of the questions. Well, one thing I'm telling you, the paper was not as easy as NEET 2024, okay? It was a lengthy paper, but it was in the category of moderate only. Yeah? So should we start then? Should we start? My dear students, as you see, this is the first question of your chemistry section. I hope the screen is visible to you, yeah? I hope the screen is visible to you. Is that? I hope the screen is visible to you. Is that? Perfect. Sir, most of the questions from your last video. Wow, love you. Okay. I think we won't be able to zoom it properly. Okay, we can zoom it. Just a second. Wait. Huh? Okay, KK sir is teaching me some better things. All right. So first of all, let me unzoom it. Now we are going to zoom it. Okay, the first question is the correct statement with regard to the secondary structure of DNA RNA.
Directly from biology.
This question is directly from biology. Yeah. So what did you write here? The answer is your option number 2. DNA possesses a double-strand helix structure and contains thymine as one of its 4 bases. So it's option number 2 that is going to be the correct answer for this particular question. Okay, this is the correct answer. This is the correct answer. My dear students, do you remember this question? N value is given, L value is given, and we are supposed to match them. We are supposed to match them. Correct? So basically, we are supposed to match list 1 with list 2. N value is 2, right? N value is 2 here. N value is 2, L value is 1. Now tell me, N is equal to 2, L is equal to 1. It represents 2p orbital, right? It represents 2p orbital. You should know it. N is equal to 2, L is equal to 1. It represents 2p. So 1 you are matching with 2. So A you are matching with 2. So it has to be either this or this. A you are matching with 2. B with 3 in both the ones. Now C is going to be the deciding factor. Now N is 5. N is 5 and L is equal to 3. So is it going to be SPDF? It's going to be 5F. So my dear students, C you are going to match with 4. C you are matching with 4. So it has to be option number 2. That is the correct answer of this particular question as well. Okay? Perfect. Okay, sir, your question.
During listeners test, the elements present in an organic compound are converted from covalent to ionic.
Covalent to ionic. Option number 1. Covalent to ionic.
Because organic compounds contain covalent bonds, so from covalent to ionic.
Okay, perfect. Okay, moving on to the next one. 49.
It's a very, very simple question. This is directly what we call electrophilic substitution reaction over here. The product of first reaction will be like this. Okay. First reaction is simply, it is electrophilic substitution reaction. So you have to substitute chlorine over here, similarly like this, like this, like this, like this, and like this. So 6 chlorines are over here in X, and after that, it is free radical addition reaction resulting in the formation of hexachlorobenzene hexachloride, BHC. So 6 chlorines are also present in this structure. That means 6 in X and 6 in Y. That means 6 and 6.
Option number 4, huh?
Yeah, option number 4.
Option number 4, 6 and 6. Again,
Another.
This
is Friedel-Crafts alkylation reaction. First, it results in the formation of toluene. Then toluene undergoes what we call nitration, and it results in the formation of orthonitrotoluene and paranitrotoluene. And the ortho and paranitrotoluenes can be separated easily by fractional distillation.
It's option number 4, huh? Okay. How many of you remember this question? ClF3. How many times I have shown this? ClF3. Let's talk about all the parameters for ClF3. Valence electrons, 7. Sigma bonds, 3. Lone pairs, 2. The type of the molecule, AB3L2. Steric number 3 plus 2, 5. 5 means sp3d. Now, it is AB3L2. AB3L2. It's T-shaped. It is T-shaped. Right? How many lone pairs on central chlorine here? 2 lone pairs. Now, we have to check the options. Identify the correct statement. It has T-shaped geometry. Yes, it has T-shaped geometry with 3 lone pairs on chlorine atom. Is it right? No. There are 2 lone pairs on chlorine atom. There are 2 lone pairs on chlorine atom. So this is not the answer. Okay. Okay, here is the option. It has T-shaped geometry with 2 lone pairs on chlorine atom. So it has to be option number 3. That will be the correct answer of this particular question. Okay. Wait, let me just drag the screen a bit down. I don't know whether you are able to see the options. Yes, now you can. Now you can. Perfect, guys. Done with this one? Okay, moving on to this particular slide. Just a second. Phenolphthalein. How many of you remember the last 50 marks in 10 minutes, which I posted? I gave you 2 tables. Right? One was related to indicators, right? The titration, when it comes to strong acid, strong base titration, which indicator is used, weak acid, strong base titration, which indicator is used, right? And from where to where color goes, all those things were discussed in that one. I hope you remember. So what is the answer of this particular question? It is phenolphthalein. It is used as an indicator for the titration of sodium hydroxide, which is a strong base, against a standard solution of oxalic acid, which is a weak acid. So weak acid, strong base, right? And in alkaline medium, it converts what? The color change from colorless to pink. Okay? Colorless to pink. So it is going to be option number 1. right?
This question is a direct, say, reaction of NCERT text. Whenever methane reacts with steam, that means with water, H2O, but at high temperature, because it's steam, at 1273 Kelvin in presence of nickel, it always results in the formation of carbon monoxide and hydrogen. It's a very, very simple reaction. After that, you have to match. This is isopropyl benzene. In nutshell, this is cumene. And cumene on treatment with oxygen first results in the formation of cumene or hydroperoxide. After that, upon hydrolysis, it results in the formation of what we call phenol. That means A is 2. A is 2. A is 2. Okay. That means these three options can be, say, right. After that, it's acetic acid, which is converted to ethanol. Acetic acid to ethanol.
Just a second, sir.
Now, acetic acid to ethanol means you have to convert first acetic acid to ester by treating acetic acid with alcohol. That means esterification reaction. And after that, that alcohol is reduced by using H2 catalyst. If you remember, I have written there that catalyst can be generally copper chromite. So this is the option. That means option number B is third. B is third.
So it's going to be either 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Now we have
after that, it is propan 1-ol to propan 2-ol. That means first of all, we will treat this propan 1-ol with concentrated H2SO4. Propene will be obtained, and after that, hydration will take place according to Markovnikov's rule. That means propan 2-ol will be obtained. That means C is 4.
C is 4. So this is the correct answer, guys. Okay.
Yeah. Obviously, from benzene to phenol, it's simply, first of all, treated with oleum. That means H2S2O7 or H2SO4, or what we call fuming H2SO4. It first results in the formation of, benzene sulfonic acid. That means sulfonation will take place. And after that, treated with sodium hydroxide, it will be sodium salt or benzene sulfonic acid, followed by esterification. It results in the formation of phenol. Simply, directly from methods of preparation of phenol, this reaction.
Again, sir, one more question from your organic chemistry. Wait, just a second.
Okay, this is very, very, very easy. It's basically, you have to, you have to check the pair of molecules that are metamers. You have to check which among these are what we call metamers. It's option number 1 directly. Option number 1. Yeah.
Okay.
Because you know what are metamers. That's why option number 1 directly.
All right. Then comes the coordination chemistry. You have got PTNH3 twice Cl2, right? I have already mentioned the answer. It's going to be option number 4. So A, you are matching with 3. It forms geometrical isomerism. B, you will match with 1, optical isomerism, right? C, you are going to match with 4, linkage isomerism. And D, you are going to match with 2, that is solvate, right? So it has to be option number 4 here. Now see what kind of simple question this is. The number of hydrogen atoms present in 5.4 grams of urea. So what is the molecular formula of urea? It is NH2CONH2. This is the molecular formula of urea. What is the mass of urea that's given to me? 5.4 grams. So let me convert it into moles first of all. Number of moles of urea. I'll be using the calculator here to do the fast calculation. Just a second. So given mass of urea divided by molar mass of urea. So it is 5.4 divided by 60. The value comes out to be how much? 0.09. These are the moles of urea. Now what do we have to calculate? We have to calculate atoms, right? So first of all, if these are the moles of urea, so let's multiply these moles with the Avogadro's number. So these are the molecules of urea which we have. These are the molecules of urea which we have. Now what do we have to calculate? We have to calculate hydrogen atoms. Now, in one molecule of urea, how many hydrogen atoms do you see? In one molecule of urea, I can see 2 plus 2. 4 hydrogen atoms, right, sir? 4 hydrogen atoms. If one molecule of urea contains 4 hydrogen atoms, so these many molecules will contain 4 into 0.0, 4 into 0.09 Na, right? So how much this will be? 4 into 0.09. So this will be 0.36 Na. Put the value of Na 6.022 into 10 raised power 23. So it is 0.36 into 6.022. This value will be 2.16 into 10 raised power 23. Do we have any option like that? 2.16 into 10 raised power 23. So 2.16 into 10 raised power 23, that's going to be option number 2. So option number 2 is the correct answer of this particular question. A simple basic one this is. And I believe all of you would have solved it properly because it's a simple question in which you were supposed to calculate the helium atoms. That's all. Okay, moving on to one more question. My dear students, yesterday I posted one video. I told you to remember few graphs of 0 order and first order. Do you remember? 50 marks in 10 minutes. The same question, which you can see. First of all, as you can see, the graph is between concentration versus time. The graph is between concentration versus time. Now we have to check the order for the reaction. Concentration versus time, right? Concentration, if you remember, AT is equal to A naught minus KT. This particular equation is valid for zero order reactions. Now you were supposed to calculate concentration versus time, right? So this becomes your M, this is minus, this is C. So Y is equal to minus MX plus C. The graph is like this, correct? So this particular graph is valid for the zero order reaction. Concentration versus time. Straight line with negative slope, right? Yes. Now, moving on to the next question from the organic part. Sir. Why not? All yours.
Okay, here question is compound P is having the molecular formula C8H8O. That means P is either this, this or this. That means first two are ketones, third and fourth is an aldehyde. But here it's written that gives a red-orange precipitate with 2,4-DNP. That means it can be either aldehyde and ketone and does not reduce Falling's reagent. That clearly means it's not an aldehyde, it is a ketone. That means either this option or this option is the correct. On drastic oxidation, you know, ketones are not oxidized until and unless told you that until and unless conditions are very, very, very drastic. And here, chromic acid is used. That means it's a strong oxidizing agent. Once drastic condition is there, second, it's strong oxidizing agent, then ketone is oxidized to carboxylic acid. That means this option number second is correct answer. That means one acetophenone, another is benzoic acid. After that,
do we have the question from physical or inorganic? Okay. Guys. Okay. Rate constant versus order, right? So first of all, first order is time raised per minus 1, right? So second inverse is first order. Moles per liter per second, zero order. Moles per liter per second, zero order. So just see if the options are matching. A with 4, okay. B with 3, B with 3. So it is either 1 and 2. Okay. Now second order. The general units are going to be moles liter inverse raised power 1 minus n second inverse. Correct. Now for the second order reaction, if I put the value of n as 2, it is mole liter inverse raised power minus 1 with that second inverse. So you can write it as mole inverse liter second inverse. Is there an option like that? Mole inverse liter second inverse. So C I'm matching with 1. Right? Mole inverse liter second inverse. C I'm matching with 1. So it has to be option number C you are matching with 1. Just a second. C you are matching with 1. It's option number 2. Option number 2 is the correct one. Let me again check. A with 4, zero order. B with 3, first order second inverse, right? C second order, mole inverse liter second inverse. So which option is it? It is option number 2 here, right? All right, you have got +3 oxidation state is most common in lanthanides. Cerium still shows +4 oxidation state. Why is that? After losing one more electron, it acquires 4f electronic configuration. So it's option number C over here, which is going to be the correct answer for this one, right? Now you have got, okay, how many of you remember one video which I posted a few minutes back, salt analysis in 10 minutes? Salt analysis in 10 minutes, I posted one small video. Okay. My dear students, in the test tube containing a salt, few drops of dilute H2SO4 was added, which gives colorless vapors having smell of vinegar. Smell of vinegar. Whenever I hear smell of vinegar, it reminds me of acetylene. Right? Yes. So direct, it's going to be option number C here. All right, moving on to the next one. Sir, functional group. It's yours.
the functional group that can be identified through phthalene dye test, it's simply phenol. It's, OH attached directly to what we call aromatic ring. That means it's phenolic, functional group.
Phenolic functional group?
It's phenolic functional group.
Sir is saying ethiospumene. Do you know what is ethiospumene? Just a second, guys. Just a second. Unacademy NEET English. This is Unacademy NEET English. Okay. Let me check whether I posted the link properly. Yeah. Okay, what is the next question? Next question is a solution of copper sulfate. Let's see what can be done here. A solution of copper sulfate is electrolyzed for 10 minutes with a current of 1.5 amperes. This is something which I teach in my, this is a standard question, which I would have solved 100 times. Its answer will be 0.29. Do you remember? This is the first question which I always solve in Faraday's first law. Anyways, let's try it out. I might be wrong. Copper dye positive plus 2 electrons gives copper, right? So what is the N factor of copper here? N factor of copper here is 2. mass of copper deposited is equivalent mass of copper multiplied by I multiplied by T divided by 96500. What do we have to calculate? Mass of copper deposited. Equivalent mass of copper will be molar mass of copper divided by n factor of copper, that's 2, into 96500. Current of how much? 1.5 amperes. For how long? 10 minutes. So convert in seconds, multiplied by 60. Let me use the calculator here. People. Let me use the calculator here. So it's going to be 63.5 multiplied by 1.5 multiplied by 600 is equal to this, divided by 96500 is equal divided by 2. So the answer is 0.29. As I told you, 0.29. So option number 1 is the correct answer. Okay. Perfect. Sir, I think this one is yours. Okay, we'll solve this at the end. No, let's do it here only. V2O5. V2O5, preparation of ammonia, polymerization of alkynes, right? Preparation of H2SO4 from SO2. So A, you are going to match with 3. Then you have got iron. Iron, preparation of ammonia. So check the options. Yes, it's mentioned here. Option number 1 is the correct answer. I think this we already solved. Okay. This is the question from coordination chemistry. So this particular complex, when you check, it is going to be square planar, right? This is going to be octahedral. B, you are going to match with 1, right? C will be, you are matching with 4. C is tetrahedral. Very simple, common complexes, right? So it is going to be directly option number 2, which is going to be the correct answer of this particular question. Okay. Chalo. Let me solve this one first. The graph, the equation is given. Ln K is something, something. I hope you remember this equation. Ln of K is equal to ln of A minus EA divided by R into T. Correct? And slope of this graph is nothing but slope is minus EA by R. And this slope, if you compare, it is equal to minus 1.25 into 10 raised power 4. Minus 1.25 into 10 raised power 4. Right? So minus minus cancels out. So I'll say EA is equal to 1.25 into 10 raised power 4 into R. Now I have to get the answer in what? Joules or kilocalories? Kilocalories. So I'll take the value of R as 2. I'll take the value of R as 2 and I'll be dividing with 1000. So the answer comes in kilocalories. Now let me just solve it. Let me see what the answer comes out to be. Just a second. Value of R given kitna? Chalo, approximate we are taking. It is 1.25 into 2. This will be 10, right? 2.5 approximately. Sorry, 25 approximately. 25. So it has to be option number C. Option number C will be the correct answer for this one. Okay. Let me move on directly to one more. Okay, identify the incorrect statement. ECl3. Well, after solving this, you'll get this as the correct answer. Oxygen exhibits -2 oxidation state. The question is saying oxygen exhibits only -2. You know, oxygen exhibits -1 also, -1/2 also, -1/3 also, +1 also, +2 also, right? Perfect. That's something which we have discussed. All right, you have got the structure of ozone and you were supposed to calculate the formal charge on each, right? When you calculate the formal charge, you'll find option number C. Perfect. So the formal charge on oxygen atoms numbered as 2. Let me check it again. This oxygen, this will be non-bonded state is 6. 6 minus 6 is 0, right? 0, 1. 1 is 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So +1. Yeah, it's option number C only. Perfect. It's option number C. At certain temperature during a process, 500 joule is absorbed by the system. Heat is absorbed by the system, so Q value positive. So Q is plus 500 joules. And work of 200 joules is done by the system. Whenever work is done by the system, W value is taken as negative. Right? So delta U is equal to Q plus W. So it will be plus 300 joule. Plus 300 joule. Right? Plus 300 joule. That's the answer. Perfect. Now, this sort of equation, again, we have solved many times. First of all, you have to calculate delta H. Delta is equal to delta U plus delta N GRT. Right? Perfect. Then you can use delta G formula, delta H minus T delta S. It includes a lot of calculation. Let's do that at the end. Let's try to solve some other questions till then. The pen is between.
Okay, so question number 80 here is select the reagents that reduce nitriles to primary amines. What is nitrile? That means the cyanide to primary amine. We know we can use H2 in presence of nickel, Raney nickel. That means H2 in presence of catalyst. You can use lithium aluminium hydride in presence of or followed by hydrolysis. You can use sodium amalgam And if you use sodium amalgam, this reaction is known as Mendius, what we call reduction. This is known as Mendius reduction in ethanol. So you can use either this H2Ni, that means C, lithium aluminum hydride, that means A, and a sodium amalgam, that means D, ACD. So you can use these three.
Which one of the following is the example of ambidentate?
Ambidentate.
You know it already, thiocyanate, right? Okay. So a bulb is rated at 150 watt. 150 watt. Huh? So power is equal to 150 watt. But it has got 8% efficiency. 8% means 8 divided by 100 into 150. Let's calculate this first of all. How much this comes out to be? 8 into 150 is equal to this divided by 100. Divided by 100. The value will be 12. The value will be 12. Right? And I hope you remember P is equal to NHC divided by lambda, and here is T. This particular formula everyone would have remembered. We have discussed this. NHC divided by lambda divided by T. What do we have to calculate? How many photons are emitted per second? So number of photons emitted per second. N by T value we have to calculate. So N by T will be equal to power multiplied by lambda divided by H into C. Now power is given. Lambda is given. Right? I think every single thing is given here. If energy of one photon, a bulb is rated at this, so power is given, energy of one photon is equal to this much, right? So you can solve it like this as well, just a second. You know, power is equal to energy divided by time. Energy divided by time, right? Energy of one photon is given to this much. Energy of one photon is given as this much. So energy of n photons will be how much? N times 4.4 into 10 raised power minus 19, right? Divided by T. Perfect. So what do you have to calculate? N by T. So N divided by T will be equal to P divided by 4.9. Is it 4.9? 4.4, sorry. 4.4 into 10 raised power minus 19. Power is equal to 12. Now do the matter of calculation here. You'll get the answer. You'll get the answer, right? Let me check it exactly. 12 divided by 4.4 is equal to 2.72 into 10 raised power 19. Yes, it's option number 2. That will be the correct answer of this question. I hope you understood what did I do, right? Anyways, next question is 83. Incorrect statement among the following. Nitrogen can form p pi. Incorrect, we have to calculate. Nitrogen absolutely forms p pi p bonds, right? Nitrogen can form p pi d pi. It cannot form p pi d pi because of the unavailability of d orbitals. Perfect. So it's option number C. That will be the correct answer of this one, right? So let's try to solve this particular question now. I'm erasing this part. It would take some time to solve. Let's see what the answer will be. So first of all, the reaction that's given to me is 2 times A. The reaction that's given to me is 2 times A gas plus B gas. It gives what? It gives 2 times D gas. So first of all, what is the delta Ng for the reaction? Number of moles of gaseous products minus gaseous reactants. So 2 minus 3 is minus 1, right? Now, you know, delta H is equal to delta U plus delta NgRT. This particular result everyone would remember. So let's calculate delta H from here. Delta U is given to me as minus 10. Minus 10 kilojoules. Plus delta Ng is minus 1. R value is 8.314. Temperature is given to me as 298 Kelvin. And at the same time, I'll be dividing with 1000. Why is that? Because this value is in kilojoules. This has to be in kilojoules as well. So it would take some time to solve. Just a second. Just a second. It would be minus 10. Minus 10 minus 8.314 into 298 is equal divided by 1000. This will be 2.47. This will be 2.47 minus 10 plus 10. 2.477 plus 10 is equal. This will be minus 12.47 kilojoules. So this is your delta H. Now what do you have to calculate? Delta G. Your delta G is equal to delta H minus T. T is 298. Delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S. How much is delta S? Delta S is given to us as minus 44. But in joules, if this is in kilojoules, then you have to divide with 1000 here also. This will be in kilojoules as well. So let me do a bit of calculation again. Minus 12.47. This will be minus plus. it's going to be 298 into 44 is equal divided by 1000. So this is 13.11. 13.11. 13.11 minus 12.47. The answer is coming out to be 0.642. Is any option like that? 0.64 plus 0.6 plus 0.6. Since delta G is positive, if delta G is positive, the answer, the reaction is going to be non-spontaneous. So it's option number 2. That would be the correct answer of this question. Okay. This was a bit time consuming, but easy. We have solved these sort of questions 100 times, right? Hello. Moving on to the next question. Which one is the next? Which one is the next question? The correct order of increasing metallic character. Phosphorus, silicon, beryllium. I think this we solved yesterday only, guys. It will be option number 1 only, right? Metallic character. Increasing metallic character, right? Perfect. This we solved in the yesterday session only. Alright. What about this one? Bi tripositive is detected by the appearance of precipitate of this. Calculate the pH when the following equilibrium existed. We have to calculate pH. Solubility product is given. If solubility product is given, that means BiO OH, right? As per the question, gets converted into BiO positive plus OH negative. If its solubility is S, this will be S, this will be S. So I would say KSP will be equal to S square. I'll say S will be equal to root of KSP. S will be equal to root of KSP. What is the KSP value given? KSP is given to me as 4 into 10 raised power minus 10. So it is 2 into 10 raised power minus 5. So S you got, that means you got OH negative concentration. If you got OH negative concentration, you can calculate POH minus log of OH negative concentration. Right? So this is going to be log of 2, 0.3 minus 5. It will be 4.7. So POH is 4.7. That means pH will be equal to 14 minus 4.7, which will be 9.3. Let's check first of all, do we have to calculate pH or POH? Calculate the pH. Is any option is 9.3? Yes, this option is 9.3. Correct? I believe this is clear. All right. Next question is yours. This is
very simple question, guys.
It's simply you have to calculate number of sigma and pi bonds. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sigma bonds and 1 pi bond. That means A is having 4. A4 means option number 4. That's it.
In which of the following Kp and Kc are not equal? How many times I have shown you this? Kp and Kc, we have to check in which of the following Kp is not equal to Kc, which is possible only if delta and G is non-zero. If delta and G is non-zero. In the first reaction, delta and G is 0. In the second reaction, delta and G is 0. In the third reaction, delta and G is 0. In the fourth reaction, delta and G is non-zero. Delta and G here will be minus 2. Right? So, in the last reaction, Kp and Kc won't be equal. So, option number 4 directly. Then, organic.
It's a very simple question directly. Alcohol on treatment with PCl5 gives what we call alkyl chloride and X will be POCl3. X will be POCl3. That means either what we call 2 or 4. After that, this on treatment with alcoholic potassium hydroxide. This is alcoholic potassium hydroxide. That means it undergoes elimination and it will result in the formation of propene. That means this will be the, Y. Propene. This is Y. But we have to tell, say what is Z? Here it is HBr in presence of peroxide, means this is anti-Markovnikov's addition or this is Kharash effect or peroxide effect. That clearly indicates that Z is simply 1-bromopropane. Z is simply 1-bromopropane. So this is Z and this is what we call X is POCl3. POCl3 and 1-bromopropane. It is this one. X is POCl3 and Z is 1-bromopropane. After that, it's C2H6, that means CH3CH3, that means ethane. Ethane on treatment with chlorine in presence of ultraviolet light. That means this is simply free radical chlorination reaction. So it will result in the formation of first C2H5Cl. This on treatment with NH3 will result in the formation of C2H5NH2. But remember, this is primary aliphatic amine. Primary aliphatic amine on what we call treatment with NaNO2HCl followed by hydrolysis always results in the formation of an alcohol. That means it is this C2H5OH.
All right. Then this particular question, red hot coke. Red hot coke, let's try to solve it in 2 to 3 minutes. It would require calculation. There was one question that was, I think, skipped. Okay, here we have got a lot of questions more. Calculate the aim of the half cell. This is the half cell that's given to us, right? We have to calculate what? E0x. So first of all, let me write the reaction. It will be H2 gas gives 2 times H positive plus 2 electrons. Right? So N value is given to me as 2. So if I calculate reaction quotient, it will be concentration of H positive square divided by pressure of H2. Concentration of H positive is given to me as how much? 0.02. So 2 into 10 raised power minus 2 ka square divided by pressure of H2 is given to me as 2. So it will be 2 into 10 raised power minus 4. So this is QC, right? If I calculate oxidation potential, that's equal to E naught OX minus 0.0591 divided by N log of QC. Now this term in its hydrogen electrode, so this term is 0. So EOX is equal to minus 0.0591, N value is 2, log of QC. QC I got to know as 2 into 10 raised power minus 4. So it is minus 0.0591 divided by 2. Logs 2 is 0.3 minus 4. This will be minus 3.7. So the answer is going to be positive first of all. The answer is going to be positive. So it's going to be either this or this. So check it out now. Let's do a bit of calculation right here. Just a second. It is 0.0591 into 3.7 divided by 2. 0.109. Is there any option like that? 0.109. Option number 4. Okay.
Then this is question number 72. Very, very, very easy question. Simply, this is what we call 3-ethyl, because this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, 5, 6, and 7. So this is heptane chain. In this heptane, this ethyl acts as a substituent, methyl acts as a substituent. So it is 3-ethyl, 5-methyl heptane. So it is 3-ethyl, not first one, 3-ethyl, and 5-methyl heptane. It is this one, second one. 3-ethyl, 5-methyl heptane.
One question is 71. A certain buffer solution contains equal concentration of acid and its conjugate base. So concentration of acid and the concentration of conjugate base is given to me as same. Okay. Kb is also given to me as 10 raised power minus 10. Right? So first of all, which buffer this is going to be? It is going to be acidic buffer. Right? Weak acid and the salt of same weak acid with strong base. It's acidic buffer. How do we calculate pH for acidic buffer? It is pKa plus log of concentration of conjugate base divided by concentration of acid. Perfect. Now, concentration of conjugate base and acid are equal. So this term cancels out. It becomes 1, log 1 is 0. So I would say pH is equal to pKa. Now, as per the question, Kb is given. Kb is given. What do I need? I need Ka. You would have seen this result. Ka multiplied by Kb is equal to Kw, which is 10 raised power minus 14. Right? At 25 degrees centigrade. So Ka value will be equal to 10 raised power minus 14 divided by Kb. Kb is 10 raised power minus 10. The value comes out to be 10 raised power minus 4. So it is P of K minus log of 10 raised power minus 4. So the value will be 4. Is any option like that? Okay, option number 1.
After that, we have another question. The following two reactions give same fall-smelling product. You know, fall-smelling product is isocyanide, carbylamine, or isonitrile. That means here, ethyl chloride on treatment with X gives Z. We know Z is fall-smelling. That means it should be isocyanide, isonitrile, or carbylamine. So C2H5 should react with AgCN. So X is AgCN, covalent compound. Now, after that, this is Hoffman bromamide reaction. And this, instead of C double bond O should be removed. It will result in the formation of C2H5NH2 first. And after that, on treatment with CHCl3, this is what we call carbylamine reaction. And we will get C2H5NC. That means X is AgCN and Z is C2H5NC. It is this one, AgCN, and Z is C2H5NC.
Okay. Mixture of chloroform acetone. Non-ideal solution showing negative deviation, right? Why it happens? Because of more interactions, stronger interactions than expected, and stronger interactions are due to the formation of hydrogen bond between acetone and chloroform. Okay. Now this question we have to check one by one. Okay. Now I'm not going to check all the options here. If you use your brain smartly, if you look at this particular option, aquatic species are more comfortable in cold water. It's right. Aquatic species are more comfortable in cold water because in cold water the dissolved oxygen will be more, right? So option number C is correct. And C is there only in option number 3 and option number 4, right? C is there in option number 3, option number 4. Perfect. Now A is in both. I have nothing to do with A. I'll just check B. Molarity of the solution. How do we calculate molarity? Molarity is calculated as, wait. Molarity I'll be calculating here, bas tha. Molarity is equal to mass of solute. How much is that? 5 multiplied by 1000. Molar mass of solute, molar mass of NaOH multiplied by volume of solution. How much is volume of solution? 450 ml. Now, just let me check. Let me calculate this. How much it comes? It will be 5,000 divided by 40 divided by 450. So 0.27. Is it 0.27? Yes, it's 0.2. So B is also the correct. So it's option number 3. I'm not checking the rest. It's option number 3. Okay. I hope this is clear. Are there more chemistry questions? There was one inorganic chemistry question which we skipped in between. Where did that go? Where did that go? Okay, this one. Identify the incorrect statement from the following. IUPAC name of the element with atomic number 107, unnilseptium. That's correct. Oxidation state and covalency of aluminium. Aluminium here will be, this is +2, this will be +3. This is correct only. Okay. The largest and smallest species among this. See, you know, I think this is Mg dipositive, Al tripositive, Al and Mg dipositive. Wait, the largest and the smallest species. This is largest, this smallest, correct? Largest, smallest, correct? Large, smaller. Okay, this option number 3. This incorrect, I mean. This incorrect. Right? Identify the, wait, let me read it again. Exactly. The largest and smallest. Yeah, correct. Perfect. I think all the questions are done. Now let me call the biology ma'am first. She'll discuss biology section with you. Just a second. I'm just going to call her once. And I'll see if I skipped any question in between. I'll solve that question with you at the end. Okay, if I skipped some question in between. And after this particular session, once we are done with the paper discussion, then I'll come up with a video wherein I'll give you the expected cutoff analysis as well. Okay, don't worry. Overall, the paper is good. It's not as easy as NEET 2024, right? It's a bit lengthy because some questions were calculation oriented. Perfect. So don't worry, everything is fine. And I'm pretty much happy because whatever things we taught in the last 7 days, majority of the questions are from those things only. Hello, ma'am. Ma'am, मैं यहाँ से stream बंद कर रहा हूँ. आप start streaming. Keep that up discussing. Okay. So I'm stopping.
Going live, going live. All right, all right, all right. Good evening, guys. Welcome back to Unacademy NEET English channel. It is not an easy paper. It is an easy paper if you think about the level of exam that you got in 2025. Like that, I consider one of the most difficult papers so far, right? But yes, so I would say it was easy to medium paper where the questions were quite direct. Yes, it was lengthy, but it was not difficult as compared to NEET 2025 paper where there were some out of the syllabus things as well. I hope everybody will agree. It was paper, yes, Rathor would agree with me that it was easy, it was direct, it was super direct. At least it was not as ferocious as NTA's claims this year, right? So let's get on to the discussion of the paper. Let's get on to the discussion of the paper, guys. So very soon we are going to launch all the batches here. Now, first of all, let me discuss this paper with you. Let me discuss this paper. Chale. Let's quickly jump on to our biology and see the paper. See the paper here. Hello. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Let me know quickly. All right, guys. Let's start with the first question. Let's start with the first question here. All right. Yeah, the first question says you're only getting this, your video is freezing. I think it should be normal now. It should be normal now. Connection is fine, absolutely fine. Why is it lagging? All right, all right. I am not able to show this paper here. Light बहुत ज़्यादा reflect हो रही है. Light. All right, guys. Let's start with the first. Hello. 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 Nagarjun, please speak. I am listening to you. Normal call. तो बाइट पे बढ़ाना है हाँ फटाफट करो all right guys, all right, so now let's discuss the paper. Let's quickly discuss the paper. And yeah, why is it lagging? Paper discuss कैसे होगा? I don't know what's happening here. All right guys, let's first see this question. Let's see this question here. So it says this question, match the following. So G1, what would you say? G1 is a metabolically active stage and continuously grows but does not replicate. S phase is in which synthesis of DNA occurs. In G2, protein synthesis takes place, and M phase is the actual cell dividing phase. Yes or no? So quickly give me an answer in the chat. Quickly give me an answer in the chat. Yes, guys. So correct answer would be D1, D1. So from directly we'll get this answer D1, C4 and B3 and G would be 2. A would be 2. Answer is 1. Answer is 1. Are these points clear? बहुत lag. All right, guys. Coming on to the next question. Next question is here. Quickly, let's see. Just a second. Just a second. All right, coming on to the second question. Incomplete dominance. We know antirrhinium is a typical example. Codominance. Codominance is ABO blood group. Pleiotropy is phenylketonuria. And polygenic inheritance is human skin color. Easy. Aren't these now fixed? Absolutely fine. Cool. Now see, A2B4. A2B4. Answer is 1. Answer is 1. Moving on to the next question. Which of the following statements are correct? The Amazon rainforest being cut and cleared for cultivation is an example of habitat loss. Yes. Steller sea cow and passenger's pigeon became extinct due to overexploitation. Yes. Nile perch introduced into the Lake Victoria in East Africa helped in the population growth? No. Alien invasion cannot be considered as a population growth method. Water hyacinth is an invasive species, right? And when a species become extinct, the plant and the animal species associated with it are not affected. This is also wrong. So the correct statements are A, B and D. A, B and D. So guys, whatever the code is, the questions will remain the same, right? So you just go through the questions. You can always match it up. You know what you have written in the paper. So don't worry about that. Are these points clear? Clear? All right, moving ahead to the next question. We will be analyzing the paper in detail after matching the questions. So this session is basically about quickly checking how much we scored in today's paper, right? We are not going to go in detail today. I'll be going in the detail a little later. Okay. Now, which of the following statements are correct with reference to the transcription unit? This is defined primarily by the two. Yes, promoter is said to be located on 5' end. Yes, promoter is a DNA sequence where binding site takes place. Yes, promoter site defines the template and the coding strand. Yes, and then terminator is located towards the 3' end of the coding strand. It defines the end of the process of transcription. This is also true. Correct? Quickly let me know, are these, how many of you have done this question right? How many of you have done this question right? Yes, please. How many of you have done this question right, guys? So answer will be 4. Yes, because all the options are correct. Which of the following are true with reference to the sex determination in honeybees? An offspring formed by the union of sperm and egg develops into the female. This is true. Unfertilized eggs gives rise to male by parthenogenesis. This is true. Male has half the number of chromosomes, 16, because it is haploid, than that of the female. Male produces sperms by meiosis. No, it is already haploid. Sperms will be produced by mitosis. Honeybees have haplodiploidic sex determination method. Yes, all except D will be correct. Answer would be 1. How many of you agree? How many of you have got this right? Yes, please. How many of this? How many of you have got this right? 94. What is wrong with 94? Yes, please let me know. What is wrong with 94? I know this is a tricky question now. You can go wrong with here, but a promoter will determine which will be the template, that means the non-coding strand, and which one will be the coding strand. Yes, Shobha. Please let me know. The promoter is said to be located towards the 5' end of the structural gene. This is absolutely right. Right? Okay, moving on now, moving on to the next question. Glycolysis occurs in cytoplasm. ETS occurs in the inner mitochondrial membrane. Accumulation of this occurs intermembrane space, and Krebs cycle in the mitochondria. A3B1. A3B1. Answer would be 4. Please let me know. Please let me know. Moving on to the next. Cutoff will be high. This is a typical previous year question. This is a typical previous year question. Exactly same, nothing changed. How many ATP and NADPH are required to make one molecule of glucose? So we know for one molecule of glucose, and it is a direct question of NCERT. See, I'm telling you, paper was bit lengthy, so it would take you 45 minutes to complete because there were many statements to be gone through, but the paper was very direct, very direct. So ATP, how many ATP and how many NADPH are required? Answer is 1. Nothing to think a lot. I hope you've not overthought it a lot. Yes, guys. Next question. Genetically modified organism is BT cotton. Thermostable is your obtained from Thermus aquaticus. So A2B3, A2B3. This is the answer. TI plasmid comes from Agrobacterium, and this is found in transgenic E. coli. Answer would be 1. Moving on to the next, which one of the following ovules are not enclosed by the ovary? So this is a characteristic feature of gymnosperms. Gymnosperms. Which of these is a gymnosperm, guys? It is spinous. Moving on to the next. Enzyme required for carboxylation in the Calvin cycle. So which molecule is required for adding CO2? Carboxylation. That has to be your RUB. Which enzyme? Sorry, that enzyme is Rubisco. That enzyme is Rubisco. RUBP, carboxylase oxygenase. Moving on to the next 101 question. Yes, please. I hope, how many of you have got these questions right till now? How many of you have got these questions right till now? Please let me know. How's the paper level? Paper is lengthy, but not at all difficult. It is easy to moderate and very, very direct. Very, very direct. I think those of you who have gone through NCERT multiple times and they remember the NCERT terms, they would not find it difficult. Moving on to the next question now. Trypsin. So guys, trypsin is an enzyme, morphine is an alkaloid, concavalin is a lectin, and collagen is an intercellular ground substance. Exactly from the table. Combine the two tables, functions of proteins and the secondary metabolites. So answer would be A3B4. A3B4. This is the answer, right? And C1, sorry, A A3B4, C2, yes, answer is 1. Moving on to the next, which of the following are correct regarding the amino acids? Correct regarding the amino acids. Next question, 2 questions wrong, Shubha. Never mind. We have lot more questions to be done right. Correct about amino acids. It is a substituted methane. Clear cut NCRT line. Serine is aromatic. No, it is alcoholic. Valine is neutral. Yes, lysine is basic. So answer would be A and C. Answer would be 2. Moving on to the next. Which one of the following disorders is caused by substitution of glutamine with valine at the 6th position of the beta? So answer would be sickle cell anemia. We know when GAG becomes GOG. Now they have given 2 questions related to sickle cell anemia, right? 2 questions related to that. Moving on to next, which of the following is a site for active ribosomal RNA synthesis? Where is ribosome synthesized? Where is rRNA synthesized? And we know it is nothing but nucleolus. Nucleolus. Answer is 4. Which of the following statements not true about the universal? It is saying not true about the binomial nomenclature. So both the words, when handwritten and separately underlined, are printed in italics. Absolutely true. Are they generally in Latin? Yes. Only in Latin would have been wrong, but it is said generally, so yes. Specific epithet starts with a small letter. Yes, this is true. First name represents the specific. Now this is wrong. The first name is always the generic name and followed by the specific name. So this is a wrong answer. Would be 4, because you have to mark not true. Are these points clear? Right. Moving on to the next. Now 2,4-D, clear cut. It is a weedicide for dicot weedicide. GA3 helps in brewing. So A3B1, A3B1, this is the answer. Kinetin, guys, is a nutrient mobilizer, and ABA is a stress hormone, so stimulates the stomatal closure. Are these points clear? Now, please, one student is already predicting the NEET 2027 paper. Again, NTA is full of surprises. So yes, at least one thing which we are always sure about now, that paper is from NCERT, right? We don't have to go beyond that. The moral of the story remains the same. You have to learn NCERT 10,000 times, 20,000 times, read it in between the lines, but don't go beyond that. You don't have to read those thick books right now. So you have to just remember your NCRT. Moving on to the next question, guys. Conjunctive tissue, Casparian strips. See, Casparian strips are clearly endodermal with suberin deposition. Subsidiary cells are in the vicinity of guard cells. Starch cells sheath is endodermal, rich in this, and conjunctive tissue is present between xylem and phloem. So answer is A3B4. A3B4. This is the answer. C would be 1 and D is 2. Answer is A. Now, which of the following, moving on to the next question, which of the following types of pollination brings genetically different types of pollen grains to the stigma? This is only possible in cross pollination, that is xenogamy, guys. Easy, easy, right? How can you call this a difficult paper? Heterophilous development, heterophilous different types of leaves in response to the environment is an example of, it is an example of plasticity. Heterophily is one example of plasticity. Heterophily is one example of plasticity. Is that clear? How many of you are scoring 600 plus and how many of you are getting 650 plus? Let me know in the chat quickly. Let me know in the chat how many questions are getting right this year. Bio, ma'am, easy, all direct, minimum 340 score in bio. Very good, very good. I think in this paper, you can easily score 350, 50 and 350 plus. Rather, this is a paper, I am quite sure there will be many students who will be getting 360 out of 360. Those students who have gone through all the lectures, read NCRT very well. And let's move on to the next. They are not true regarding the restriction endonucleases, guys. Restriction enzymes. They are called molecular scissors. Yes. They are enzymes responsible for restricting the growth. Yes. They cut DNA only at the center. No. They remove nucleotides only at the ends. No. They recognize certain palindromic sites. Yes. They are asking not true. Answer would be C and D. So you have to mark the false statements. Now, arrange the following steps of DNA fingerprinting in the correct sequence. You have to tell the correct sequence. Perfect. Yes, cutoff will go high. Cutoff will go high this year as compared to the last year. Now, DNA fingerprinting in the correct sequence, isolation and digestion by restriction enzyme, followed by hybridization using a labeled VNTR, transferring this in the separated DNA fragments, detection, and then separation by this. So first of all, guys, we are going to isolate this and followed by separation. First we'll isolate, then we'll separate. Separation, after separation it will be hybridized. Answer will be A, E, B, and then C, and then D. Answer would be 4. Answer would be 4. Moving on to the next, find the incorrect statement. Incorrect statement about photosynthesis. It says water splitting complex is associated with PS1. This is wrong. It is PS2. C4 plants use C3 pathway of carbon dioxide as the main biosynthetic pathway. Okay, then in C4 plants, photorespiration doesn't occur. This is true. As per NCRT, it is minimal, so it says it doesn't occur. C3 exhibits Kranz anatomy. So A, D are wrong already. And then it says ATP synthesis in chloroplast occurs through chemiosmosis. This is also right. So answer will be A and D. So B is absolutely true, of course. Every plant, be it C3 or C4, the glucose formation, that is biosynthetic synthesis, occurs during the C3 cycle only. Just the difference, you know that first it is C4 followed by C3 cycle. Is that clear? All right. Moving on to the next. Arrange the following steps of somatic hybridization in the correct sequence, guys. So first of all, what are we going to do? Digestion of cell walls, isolation of this, fusion of this, isolation of single cells, and then growing. So first of all, we'll isolate the cells, then we'll digest their cell walls. DA. Answer has to be this. Then after digesting their cell walls, we will isolate their protoplasm followed by their fusion. Answer is D. How many of you have done this question right? Please let me know in the chat. How many of you have got this question right? The main function of bulliform cells, guys, in the grasses, we know it helps in managing the water stress. So to make the leaf impermeable, no. Perform photosynthesis, no. Minimize the water loss, because you know that it helps in inward curling during the water stress. Now, sequence related to microsporogenesis. Have you noticed that from last year, NTA is continuously giving sequence-based questions, right? See, so first of all, it is a sporogenous tissue which differentiate into pollen mother cells. Then they become, and after undergoing meiosis, it forms a microspore tetrad and followed by pollen grains. Answer has to be B, D, A, C. B, D, A, C. Answer is number 4. Then, so let's take a break. Let's take a break, guys. So you are well introduced with, you're well introduced with the Unacademy team. So the faculty and guys, we are going to launch all together new batches, new test series for NEET 2027. So we have seen NEET 2026 and I'm sure now NEET 2027 is also going to be from NCERT only. I think you should be just very clear about it. Don't assume certain things. Now next paper will also be easy. We don't know that, but we are very sure it is from NCERT. It can be as direct as NEET 2026 paper, or it can be little tricky. Can be lengthy like NEET 2026 paper, but direct, right? So we have to be prepared in all the best possible ways with Unacademy. Moving on to the next, guys. So yes, so NEET UG rank and college predictor. So you can exactly know where you stand. Just link is given in the description box. Click on that link and you find, just put in your marks, put in your scores, what is your score, and you can find out what is the rank that you are scoring now. Yes, guys. All right, moving on to the next. Okay, so guys, 5th May is going to be a very important day because we are going to have a big revelation on this day for all of you. So don't, uh, just a second, just a second. I don't know what is the problem. So, yeah, just a second. All right, guys, all right. Moving on to the next, guys, moving on to the next, we are, is it all fine now? Yes. Now moving on to the next question. Next question, which of the following is an in situ conservation method? So in situ is in-house protection. In-house protection is not seed banks, not this, not this. Answer is sacred grooves. Answer is sacred grooves. Moving on to the next, which of them is a triploid tissue? How can I say? Rather, there should be a fourth category. Very easy. So this is not easy, medium, difficult. It is very easy question. Which of the following is a triploid cell, guys? It has to be your PEG, primary endosperm cell. This is 2n, this is n plus n, this is n. Right, moving on to the next question here. Moving on to the next question here. I think lag is gone now. Let's focus. All right. Since the origin and diversification of life on Earth, there have been 5 episodes. Clear-cut NCRT line. How is sixth extinction different? Sixth extinction is different because it is 100 to 1000 times faster. Now, I was going through, one of the students have sent me the paper. He has marked 10. So this is where you confuse. This is where your active NCRT reading comes in. While you were reading, how vigilant were you? You should have noticed it is 100 to 1000 times faster, not 10 times faster. Answer is 4. Now in the lac operon, Z gene codes for beta galactosidase. Such direct question. In racemose, the main axis terminates in the flower? No, that is cymose. Growth is limited? No. Flower is solitary. The flowers are born in the acropetal succession. You always have acropetal succession in the racemose inflorescence. Rice, was the paper easy? I think yes, it was easy, direct, but lengthy. That's it. These are my 3 words for NEET 2026. Easy, direct, but lengthy. Right? All right, moving on. Now, main criteria according to 5 kingdom classification, guys, proposed by R.H. Whitaker included cell structure, yes. Body organization, yes. Flagellum, no. This and this. Except for C, answer would be 2. Answer would be 2. Moving on. Evil quartet of biodiversity loss includes which of the following? Can you find out 1 year in the last 5 years when NTA has not given question from this topic? So evil quartet, this is again a PYQ, guys. So which are the 4 reasons? Which are the 4 reasons? Co-extinction, alien invasion, overexploitation, and habitat loss and fragmentation. Answer is 1. Moving on to next, the correct sequence of steps in PCR. We know. How will you classify this question? Is it easy? No. Medium? No. Difficult? No. It is super easy question. It is denaturation, annealing, and extension. And moving on to the next question then. Now see, this question has come up. So now in NCRT, this question from respiratory quotient, that equation that is given, used for the respiration in the above. So answer would be, if you calculate volume of CO2 evolved over volume of oxygen used. So answer would be between 0.5 to 0.95. Just do the calculation. Answer to next question, exploring molecular, genetic, and species level diversity for products and economic importance is bioprospecting. As always, as last year, ecology is getting more and more important, right? So for biology, see my 3 words, easy, direct, and difficult, that is for biology. I am yet to discuss with my colleagues how the chemistry and physics paper was, but I just wanted to talk about biology right now. So, yes, moving on to the next question. Now, decomposition. As far as my students have been telling, then according to students, yes, according to my students, chemistry was a little not so easy, right? So yes, so my students have given these views already. Chemistry was lengthy, but it was good. Bio was good. These are the type of comments that I've been getting about this paper today. All right. Now moving on to the next. Decomposition. What is decomposition? What is detritus? Is dead. Mineralization. Oh, sorry. Mineralization is released. Humidification is this. Decomposition is this. So what is the answer? A3B4. A3B4. This fourth option is the correct answer. Moving on. Again, biomolecules. Lipids are generally water soluble. No. Proteins are polypeptides, true. Polysaccharides are long chains of sugar, true. Adenine, guanine are substituted with pyrimidines, wrong. Almost all enzymes are proteins, yes. Right? It has already written almost. So answer would be B, C and E. So correct answer is option number 2. Option number 2. You hope that NTA makes a better paper next time. Let's see. Let's see. So first, let's watch how the students have performed in this year's paper. So in guys, in angiosperms, root hairs arise from which of the following regions of the root? Answer is root, from the zone of maturation, from the region of meristem, Right, moving on to the next, which of the following is not a characteristic of plant cells in phase of elongation? So the cells which are in a phase of elongation, they do not uh, lead to that, so they do not show cell wall depositions. Cell wall deposition is a characteristic of maturation. It is a characteristic of maturation. Rest all the features are of elongation. Moving on to the next. Now, which of the following is not a characteristic of, okay, now this is done. Which of the following is a floral formula, is the correct floral formula of Solanaceae? Now, these options are not well written here actually. These are not the correct answers. So, guys, let me tell you what is the correct answer here. The correct answer for, yes, correct answer. How many of you have done this question right? Let me know. Quick, quick, quick. How many of you have got this question right? Yes, please. Anyone who's got this question right? It was such a direct question, guys. Such a direct question. Right. Now, the option was, yes, option was clearly K5, C5. This is the answer. Yes, answer is A. Answer is A. Okay, which of the following are correct with the reference to packaging of DNA helix? Packaging of DNA helix. Yes, please. So histones are organized to form a unit of 8 molecules, all octamer. Yes, histones are negatively charged basic proteins. They are basic. They are not negative. They are positive. So that is wrong. Histones are rich in basic amino acids, lysine. This is true. Positively charged DNA. No, DNA is negatively charged. That is wrong. Packaging of chromatin at higher levels requires an additional set of non-histone chromosomes. This is also true. You have to tell the correct statements. Answer will be A, C and E. That will be option number 3. Option number 3. Which of the following statements, guys, are correct with respect to DNA separation, isolation and visualization? Yes. So you have to tell which statements are correct with respect to separation, isolation and visualization. So cutting of DNA is done by molecular scissors. Is that clear? True. Okay. Now, DNA fragments separate according to the size in the agarose gel. This is true. Separated DNA can be seen without staining. This is wrong. You need to stain it with ethidium bromide. The separated DNA fragments, when stained with ethidium bromide, become seen in visible light. No, you need a UV lamp to UV light to observe them. So the only correct statements, guys, correct statements would be A and B. Answer is 3. Answer is 3. Please let me know all these points are clear. All these points are clear. Moving on to the next. Alpha helix structure. Alpha helix and beta pleated are the characteristics of secondary structure. Now, moving on to next. Productivity is the rate of formation of biomass. A3. Answer has to be this or this. Net primary productivity. B1. So, again this. Gross primary productivity is produced during photosynthesis and secondary is during this. So, D2. Answer is A. Answer is A. अभी तक दो गलत हैं बायो में. Okay, never mind. You're still scoring really strong if you're just made 2 mistakes till now. 30, yeah, they didn't mention gel. So answer is no, answer is the same. Next, moving on to the next question. Placentation, guys, placentation. See here. So marginal placentation is seen in B. How many of you have got this question right? Yes, please. How many of you have got this question right? Quick. How many of you have got this question right? Yes, please. Let me know. Let me know. How many of you have got this question right? Again and again, students are asking, ma'am, आपके हिसाब से. Guys, according to me, bio paper was lengthy. It was easy, direct, and lengthy. The only 3 words. Only 100 questions. Then chance. Only 100 questions. In overall paper, chances are meager, Smriti. Then chances are meager because this time the kind of paper that they've given, I'm sure that it's going to be a lengthy paper. Sorry, it's the percentage, the cutoff is going to be higher. All right, moving on to the next. Choose the correct statements regarding the frog's anatomy. Hepatic portal system is a special venous connection between liver and intestine. True. There are 12 pairs of cranial nerves. This is wrong. There are 10 pairs. Uterus and oviducts open separately into the cloaca in the female frogs. That is true. And then now, hindbrain consists of cerebellum, medulla oblongata, and optic lobes. This is wrong. Sinus venosus joins the right atrium of the heart. This is right. Answer is A, C, and E. Answer would be 3. Is that clear? Right. All right, moving on to the next. Bhargav, I'll just go through. Wait, let me just complete once and then we'll go through the question again. Now, the flightless birds with 4 limbs modified as paddle-like structures suited for swimming is known as. Now, which is this organism? Flightless bird. It is penguin, that is Echinodictis. It is penguin. Not flightless. This is ostrich. But ostrich is flightless, but it cannot swim. So answer is penguin. That is why. And then this is your parrot and this is your vulture. All right, moving on now. Again, another question on frog. Male frog can be distinguished from female frog. Quite an easy question on frog this time. Vocal sacs only in males. Copulatory pads only in males. Answer would be B and C. Answer would be 2. A group of researchers procured some fish-like animals and upon investigation were observed that endoskeleton was made up of cartilage, ectoparasite, and attached to the fish skin with a circular sucking mouth. What is this? Paired fins and scales absent and 7 pairs of gills. They are talking about cyclostomata. So they have just asked you basically the example of cyclostomata. It is petromyzin, guys. Moving on to the next question. In humans, respiration occurs in the following steps. Such a direct question. This is also in class 10th, right? So first of all, there is pulmonary ventilation, followed by diffusion across the alveolar membrane, CB, and the answer would be clearly option number 3. This time, there is another observation. Not in 2025, but before that, there was one similarity in this paper and that paper. What was that? just by marking 2024's paper, just by watching the first option or second option, you can mark the correct answer, right? So this also makes it relatively easy. Now, non-membranous bound cell organelles found in both the prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. Answer is ribosomes. Answer is ribosomes, right? Moving on to the next, guys. Now, choose the choose the correct statement regarding gift to overcome the infertility. So what is gift? So basically, it is a transfer of ovum collected from a donor female who cannot produce ovum but can provide suitable environment for fertilization and development. So we give a gift to that female. Answer is very direct. Now, choose the correct answer regarding the muscle contraction. Muscle contraction. So what? See, sequence based questions. So first of all, what happens? First of all, there is neural signal sent by central nervous system to the sarcolemma. This is option 1. Then you have to okay, then neural signal generates the action potential which causes the release of calcium ions. Yes, this is also true. Increase in the calcium activates the actin for breaking. No, this is wrong. Actin binds to the myosin head to form the cross bridge. This is third statement which is correct. Answer is A, B, D. Let's see the C option. Shortening of sarcomere takes place by pulling the actin towards the center of the A band. This is also right. Four statements are right. Answer is 2. Answer is true. Is that clear? Now, moving on to the next, second last question. Now, see, guys, insertion of foreign DNA at BAM H1. So where will it actually cause loss of antibiotic resistance? It will cause antibiotic resistance in tetracycline. So this is a site in the TET-R gene. This is a site in the TET-R gene. So guys, now I'll see you again. And now you will discuss your physics part with your sir, and we will see it again, we will watch it again, we will analyze the paper again. So you can start the paper now. So moving on to physics, we will go in detail with this paper. We'll analyze it in detail from which NCRT line have they picked that paper, the line. Is that clear? So now let me know in the chat, guys. Let me know in the chat how many questions have you gotten right. Yes, let me know in the chat. How many questions have you gotten right? Let me know quickly, everybody, and give me a thumbs up. Yes, it will definitely go high. The cutoff will definitely go high, guys. All right, see you again, and we will be discussing the paper in detail, analyzing every line. Thank you.
Let me just check if I'm live. Hello? Okay. Yes. So, guys, just a second. Let me fix up everything over here. Okay. So, when it comes to, let's first do the analysis, my dear NEET aspirants over here. Okay. When it comes to the physics section, everybody knows that the paper was, I would say, easy. It was not that difficult. We were expecting the paper would be like NEET 2025. Okay. But we got the paper which is extremely, I would say it was easy. Okay. Some students are saying, sir, when it comes to the calculation part, it feels a bit difficult, but not too difficult. But I would say comparatively, as compared to the others, it was easy. Let's dive into this particular session. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, we'll quickly finish this particular physics portion over here. I'll be showing it will not take us much time. Okay. So first, let's start with the first question over here. See, the speed of light in vacuum is taken as unity. Okay. C is given as 1 in this particular case. If light takes 6 minutes, so time in this case is given as 6 minutes and 40 seconds. So 6 minutes plus 40 seconds. Okay. So that means how much is the total time in this particular case? So I can say that will be 400 seconds. Okay. Because 360 plus 40. So that will be 400 seconds. Okay. Just a second, guys. Yeah, better. Okay. Now, guys, the speed of light in this particular case, so C in this case is given as 1, okay, and time in this case is given as 400 seconds, okay. To reach the earth from the sun, the distance between the sun, so you can simply say distance is equal to this speed into time. So that will be 1 into 400. You can directly say in this particular case, answer is 400. Okay, then let's move on to the next question in this particular case, boys and girls. So we say in this particular case, you guys are supposed to match this one. So everybody knows this is the Young's modulus, direct formula based question, this compressibility, this bulk modulus, and this is, I would say, Poisson's ratio. So this is what you guys are supposed to apply over here. Let's move on to the next one. Let's move on to the next one. Now, this is the question which is from the PN junction diode session. If you remember, I have told you, I have in the lectures which we are taking regularly in this particular case. So over there, I have basically discussed all of this. I have discussed all of this in this particular case, my dear NEET aspirants. Okay. So let's talk about this one, guys. This is higher potential of the battery. This is lower potential of the battery. We are supposed to find current in the circuit. I have told you this is called N side, this one, and this is P side. Similarly, this is P side, this is N side. This is N side, this is P side. This is P side, this is N side. Now, in this particular case, boys and girls, if P side is connected to the higher potential, means it is reverse biased. Here also, this is reverse bias. Reverse bias behaves like an open wire. This will also behave like an, this will also behave like an open wire. Okay, so and this is forward bias because P side is connected to higher potential. This is parallel. This battery is connected in parallel. So this P side is connected to the battery of the higher potential. Now we say this will behave like a simple wire. This will behave like a simple wire. It will look something like this. It will look something like this. It will look something like this. Okay, this. And this is the resistance over here, 4 ohms, and this is the resistance. Even similar type of questions I have shown you previously. And here in this particular case, this is, I would say, 2 ohms. Now you have to find the current in the circuit. Now this is 10 volts, my dear NEET aspirants. Now what is the R equivalent of these two? R equivalent will be, these two are in parallel. So that will be R1, R2. R1 over here is 4 into 2 upon, I would say, 4 plus 2. 4 into 2 is 8. 4 plus 2 is, this is 8 divided by 6. 2 3s are 6, 2 4s are 8. So 4 by 3. So R equivalent came out to be 4 by 3. Now, if you know R equivalent, we say current is equal to V divided by R. What is the voltage? That is 10 divided by R equivalent. That is 4 divided by 3. This will go in the numerator. This will become 30 by 4. That means 15 divided by 2 in this particular case. Okay. Now, this is the graph over here. This is the, for a simple pendulum, the time period. Having the time period T, the variation of kinetic energy with the time is represented as, everybody knows that in this particular case, we have got option 3. Okay. Okay. I believe this is crystal and clear to each and every single student. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. Let's move on to the next one. Okay. You have got this one. You have got this one. You have got this one. Take a look, my dear NEET aspirants over here. Take a look, my dear NEET. The angular speed of a flywheel is increased from 600 RPM. So basically, angular speed of a flywheel is increased from 600 RPM to 1200 RPM in 10 seconds. So initial, I would say initial angular speed So this is V initial. This is given as 600 RPM. If you convert to the per second, so this will be 600 divided by 60. This and this will cancel. So it will come out to be 10 RPS, rotation per second or revolution per second, whatever you want to say. Now, this is final angular speed in this particular case. That is going to be 1200 divided by 60. This and this will cancel. 6 ones are 6 twos are 6 twos are 6 zeros are. This will come out to be 20 RPS. So if I say what is average, average in this particular case will be, that is 20 plus I would say 10 divided by 2 in this particular case. That is going to be, I would say, that is 30 by 2. That will come out to be, I would say, 15 in this particular case. The number of revolutions completed by the flywheel in time, okay, in 10 seconds. So we are supposed to find number of revolutions. Number of revolutions in this particular case will be simply 15 into 10. Okay, so 15 into 10, that will be 150 in this particular case. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Let's move on to the next one, boys and girls. Okay, now guys, see this question, question number 6. A resistor is connected to the battery of 12 volt EMF. Okay, so EMF in this particular case is given as 12 volts. EMF is given as 12 volts. Okay, and internal resistance is equal to 2 ohms. If the current in the circuit is 1 amp, 0.6 ampere, the terminal voltage, we know what is the formula of terminal voltage, E minus I into R. Okay, this is the terminal potential difference. This is the EMF, this is the current, and this is the internal resistance. So this will be over here, E. What is the value of E? That is 12. Okay, minus what is the value of this? 0.6 into R. Internal resistance is given as this 2. Now, this will come out to be 10.8. This will come out to be 10.8. Now, guys, if you take a look at this particular question, this one, this one. A flask contains argon and chlorine in the ratio of 2:1 by mass. Okay, the temperature of the mixture is 27 and the ratio of the root mean square speed of this. What is the root mean square speed? RMS speed. I have told you even in the recent classes when I was discussing, I would say last 40 those concepts when I was discussing over there. Okay, what was it? That is 3RT divided by M. Now I can say this VRMS is inversely proportional to, I would say, this root M. So this is basically molar mass. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, VRMS in this particular case, we are supposed to find the ratio. Okay, the ratio of RMS speed of the molecules of the two gases. Okay, that is VRMS of this argon divided by VRMS of this chlorine. Okay, so it is going to be, it is inversely proportional to mass. So it will be, I would say, molar mass of this chlorine divided by molar mass of AR. Okay, so it is given over here. What is the atomic mass in this particular case? So 40 divided by 70. So this will come out to be 7 divided by root 2 in this particular case. Okay. Yes. Now, okay, what about this one, my dear NEET aspirants? Take a look at this particular question. What about this one? A ray of monochromatic light is passing through equilateral prism. Okay, this is given the prism in this particular case. Okay. Now, in this particular case, as shown in the figure, the refracted ray, this is the refracted ray, okay, is parallel to its base. The refracted ray is parallel to its base, and the angle of incidence, this is the angle of incidence, this is the angle of emergence. Okay, the angle of incidence is 50 in this particular case. Okay, then the angle of deviation is, we are supposed to find angle of deviation. What is angle of deviation? I would say I plus E minus A. And in this particular case, what I can say, I is equal to E, and that is given as 50 over here. Angle of prism is over here 60. So A is given as 60. So you can say this angle of deviation. So this will be 50 plus 50. Okay, minus, I would say, 60. So angle of deviation in this particular case will come out to be 40. Okay, yes. Let's move on to this one. Take a look, guys. So question number 9. When it comes to this particular question over here, see guys. So this is the question which we have discussed so many times in our regular classes. What is this? Energy of light, H into F. Okay, H nu or H into F. Planck's constant multiplied by frequency. This is energy of a photon. Everybody knows that. Okay, I have told you so many, all the formulas of energy of a photon. Okay. Diffraction and interference. Okay, this defines basically wave nature of light. Okay, lambda is equal to h by b, Planck's constant divided by, I would say momentum. So this is de Broglie's wavelength. Okay, then Compton effect. Okay, particle nature of the light. So A with, now you accordingly check which one. A with 4. Okay, B with 3. Okay, C with 1. Okay, I guess option 4 is the correct option. Okay. Now guys, take a look in this particular case. Yes, this one. You have got this one over here. You have got this one over here. In the first excited state of hydrogen atom, first excited state means n is equal to 1. Hydrogen atom means z is equal to, n is equal to 2. Sorry. First excited state means second orbit. Okay. And hydrogen atom atomic number is 1. The radial distance of the electron of the hydrogen from the nucleus. What is the distance? What is the radius of the radial distance? That is r is equal to r naught n square divided by z. Okay. Okay. So r is equal to r naught. R naught is 0.53 into 10 raised power minus 10 into n square. So this is 2 square divided by z square is 1. Okay. Solve this and it will come out to be like this. Okay. This is the option over here. Then my dear, because this is 0.53, 10 raised power minus 10 into 2 square is 4. Now, a box of mass 15 kg is kept on a horizontal floor, okay, on a stationary trolley. Okay, there is a box which is placed, okay, on a stationary trolley. The coefficient of friction between the box and the trolley is 0.12. Keeping the box stationary in the state of the trolley, the maximum acceleration with which the trolley can be moved horizontally. This is the particular case which we have discussed previously. Acceleration must be equal to mu into g. If the acceleration is equal to this, then the box will in this particular case move. And this mu, what is the value of mu? That is 0.12. Okay, this. And g in this particular case is 10, that is 1 point. Okay, yes. Now guys, this question over here, if you take a look at all these questions over here, if you take a look at this particular question, maximum number of questions we have done in our regular classes that we were taking on YouTube, Now guys, see, this capacitor, this capacitor, this capacitor, this capacitor, this capacitor. You have to tell me equivalent capacitance and charge in each capacitor. We say these 4 capacitors are in series. This. And how do you find the equivalent capacitance in series? Now see, C equivalent. Now see, all these capacitors have the capacitance of 10 microfarad. Okay. So what will be the net capacitance? Sir, C by N. Because in series, we say C by N, identical capacitors if there are. So we say 10 divided by N in this particular case is 1, 2, 3, 4. 10 by 4. This comes out to be 2.5 microfarad. Okay. Now this 2.5 microfarad cap equivalent of this. Okay. Wait guys. This one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. These 4 are in series. These 4 and this will be in parallel. These 4 and this will be in parallel. So I can say when it comes to final equivalent capacitance, let's suppose a C dash final. So that will be 2.5 microfarad. Okay. Plus this, that is 2.5 microfarad. So that will be total of 5 microfarad in this particular case. Now, this is the net capacitance, 5 microfarad. Now you have to find the charge. Let's see, this battery is connected to this in parallel and this to the equivalent of this also. Because equivalent of this is also in parallel with this. Now tell me, how do you find the charge in this 5, Q5? I would say C into V. C is how much? That is 5. V is how much? That is 50 volts, okay? No. This C, this is 2.5. This is 2.5. This C5 is 2.5. So C5, that is 2.5. That means 10 by 4 into, I would say 50 in this particular case. That will be 125 microcoulomb. Now, guys, if I say 125 microcoulomb is in this, you can say 125 microcoulomb will be in these capacitors also. Why? Because these capacitors are in series. So whatever is the charge stored in their equivalent, same will be all, because in series combination charge remains the same. Okay, let's move on to this one. Now guys, this is the question which I have told you recently. This is the question which I have shown you recently in my regular classes. This question, even I told you at that point of time only, this question is extremely important. This question is extremely important. Okay. Now, guys, the amount of work done to raise a mass m from the surface of Earth, there is, see, if you raise an object of mass m to the surface of Earth, from the surface of Earth, equal to the radius of Earth, h is equal to r. What will be the work done? Okay, guys, we say always work done is equal to change in potential energy. So if you take an object to the height h, what will be change in potential energy? Mg h upon 1 plus h divided by r. This is the formula. Even this question was asked in NEET 2016, 2017, 2022, now 2026 also. So this delta U will be, that is mg, instead of h I can write r, radius of Earth, 1 plus r divided by r. This and this will cancel. So it will 1 plus 1 is 2. So mg r divided by 2 in this particular case is the correct answer. Okay. Yes. Now, guys, this is the question over here. So here I'll give you the hint what you guys are supposed to do. See, the following plot shows the variation of velocity with time. Okay, this is the plot of velocity with time in this particular case. Then, my dear NEET aspirants, a ball is thrown vertically upwards. Basically, when you throw a ball vertically upwards, it will reach the top. Then it falls back. When you throw the ball vertically upwards, you take its velocity as positive. At topmost point, you consider its velocity as 0. When it falls down, you consider its velocity as negative. And acceleration throughout the journey is minus g, that is negative constant. So if this is the case, what is going to be the correct velocity time graph in this particular case? This is also which I have shown you in many of my classes, velocity versus time. This will be the velocity versus time graph. Initially, guys, velocity is positive. Then at topmost point, velocity becomes 0. Then afterwards, velocity becomes negative. So this is the velocity time graph in this particular case. Okay, this is the velocity time graph in this particular case. Now, guys, the sum of the kinetic energy plus potential energy. Sum of kinetic energy plus potential energy. Listen carefully. Sum of kinetic plus potential in this particular case is sum of kinetic plus potential. So kinetic energy plus potential energy means total energy. Okay. So kinetic plus potential is equal to total energy. This is given as 0.02 joules. 0.02 joules. The speed of the simple pendulum at equilibrium position. Equilibrium position means the position from which we have displaced this particular object. So at equilibrium position, we say, my dear NEET aspirants, this total energy is equal to kinetic energy. Now tell me, how much is this total energy? 0.02. Kinetic energy is 1 by 2 mv square. Because at equilibrium position, all the energy is stored in the kinetic energy. Now, this is 0.02 is equal to 1 by 2. Mass over here is 0.02 into v square. This and this will cancel. So v will be equals to root 2. V will be equals to 1.414. 1.414. Okay. Yes. Now there is a question exactly over here that you can see on the screen. Over here. Okay. Now see, guys, these are the simple questions. Okay. Now I'll give you the hint of these questions. You guys can solve these from your end. Simple questions. Okay. Now see, in the Young's double slit experiment using the monochromatic light of wavelength lambda, the intensity of light at a point on the screen where part difference is lambda is k units. What is the intensity of light that we have discussed? Guys, I is equal to I naught cos square of phi by 2. Okay. Okay. And this phi is actually equals to 2 pi delta x divided by lambda. Now it says this phase. When delta x, when part difference, okay, where part difference is lambda, when delta x, part difference is lambda, could you please tell me what is the value of phi? 2 pi into lambda divided by lambda. This and this will cancel, so it will be 2 pi. So in this particular case, this will come out to be I naught cos square of phi by 2. Phi means 2 pi divided by 2. This and this will cancel in this particular case. Okay. Because this came out to be 2 pi. Phi came out to be 2 pi. 2 pi divided by 2 cos pi. So this is given as k units. Okay. And my dear NEET aspirants, when I would say the intensity of the light at a point where part difference is lambda by 3. When you put delta x is equal to lambda divided by 3. Similarly, you have to basically solve this. So I naught cos square of phi by 2. Now in this particular case, you have to find the value of phi by using this particular equation. Okay. By using this particular 2 pi and this will be 2 pi. Instead of lambda, you can put delta x, you can put lambda divided by 3, and already lambda this, and this will be 2 pi by 3. So cos square of 2 pi divided by 3 into this and this will cancel. Now cos square of pi, and this was given as k, so this will be over here in this particular case. So final answer will be k divided by 4, because this was k and this will come out to be k divided by 4. Okay, the next one. Take a look at this, guys. Now see, in this particular case, this diode will behave like an, I would say, half wave rectifier in this particular case. Take a look. This will behave like as half wave rectifier in this particular case. Okay. Now, if this is a half wave rectifier, because it will pass one cycle, this is an alternating current which goes into the circuit. It will allow one cycle, it will not allow another cycle. So if this is a half wave rectifier, this is going to be the correct answer in this case. Okay. Take a look. Now this is the simple question. Here you need to use f is equal to 1 upon 1 by 2 pi under root of LC. Value of L is given. I would say in an AC circuit, the resistance of is 1 kilo ohm. Okay, this is given over here 1, and inductor of this C. See, the capacitor, the resistance of the capacitor, this is 0.1, and I would say inductor of 1 millihenry. So this is basically value of L. This is basically value of C, capacitor. The resonance frequency is this. You can put the values in this particular case and you can solve this from your end. Okay. Okay. Is this clear? Is this clear? Okay. So basically, put the values in this particular case and you'll be getting this 15.9. Okay. Now I'll be giving you the basically guys, now I'll be giving you this the key, because these are the simple questions. You guys can do it from your end only. I'll be giving you the key and you check which option is the correct option. Okay. Now take a look at this particular question. So in interference and diffraction, the light energy is redistributed if it is reduced in one region, producing a dark fringe, and it increases in another region, reducing a bright fringe. Okay, as there is no gain or loss in the energy, this phenomena are consistent. Okay, with the principle of conservation of energy. Diffraction of this, in this particular case, I would say A is true and B is false over here. Okay, this is 20. A is true and B is false over here. This option over here. Okay, take a look at this particular question, guys. Take a look at this particular question. Okay, take a look at this particular question. A is true, B is false over here. A is true, B is false over here. Now see, for a traveling wave, for a traveling harmonic wave, this is the wave given over here. This is the simple question, guys. This you can solve easily. And what is the equation of the wave? Equation of the wave is y is equal to 2 cos of 2 pi. Then you say 10t minus 0.0080x plus this plus 0.35. Leave that. Don't you think that it is y is equal to a cos of, this is omega t minus k times of x? And what is the value of k in this particular case? Clearly you can say value of k is 2 pi, because 2 pi is also multiplied, into 0.0080. This is the value of k. Now, if you remember, my dear NEET aspirants, in this particular case, we say when it comes to this phase difference, it is equal to k times of this part difference. Now, part difference also in this case is given, I guess. Yes. That is 0.5. Now, put the value over here. Delta phi will come out to be k. 2 pi into 0.0080 into delta x, that is 0.5. Now, solve this. You will get the value of delta phi in this particular case. That is 0.8 pi radians. 0.8 pi radians. Okay, let's move on to the next one. The magnitude and direction of the acceleration produced in a body of mass 5 kgs. Okay, when two mutually perpendicular forces, guys, let's suppose this is a force of 8 Newton. This is a force of 6 Newton acting on a body. This is a body over here. Okay, 6 Newton and 8 Newton respectively. You guys are supposed to tell me what is the magnitude and direction. Guys, see, what is the resultant of these two forces? That is under root of 8 square plus 6 square. That is 64 plus 36. That will be root 100. 100 is 10. So now tell me, what is the acceleration? Net force divided by mass. What is the force? That is 10. Mass of this object in this case is given as 5. Okay, 5 ones are 5 twos are 10. 2 meter per second square. Now, if you find this angle direction, what is the value of tan theta? Tan theta is perpendicular by base. That is 6 divided by 8. 2 threes are 6. Okay, perpendicular divided by base. 2 threes are 6. 2 fours are 8. 3 by 4. When is the value of tan theta as 3 by 4? When theta is equal to 37 degrees. Theta is equal to 37 degrees. Okay, so 2 meter per second square and 3 by 4 in this particular case. With 8 Newton force. With 8 Newton. Okay. Yes. Now, guys, in this particular case, you guys are supposed to find the energy loss. This is the next question, where you have to find the energy loss. Okay. Now, see, guys, consider two uncharged capacitors of equal capacitance, 200 picofarad. Okay. One of them is charged by 100 volts supply and disconnected. Guys, initially, how much is the potential? 100. You can say initial potential energy will be 1 by 2 CV square. C is given as 200 picofarad and V is given as 100 square. So it will come out to be something. Finally, now this capacitor is connected to an uncharged capacitor. When this is connected to an uncharged capacitor, we say potential will be distributed. Potential will become V by 2. So final potential energy will come out to be 1 by 2 C V final square. V final is V square divided by 2 whole square. That is V square by 4. Now get the value of this. Then you can say U initial minus U final. That will be the loss. And that will come out to be this. That is 0.5 into 10 raised power minus 6. Next one, the power of the crane which lifts a mass of this to a height of this. If the crane lifts a mass of this to a height of this in 10 seconds, what will be the power? Power is basically work done upon time. Now tell me, work done is how much? mgh. If you lift an object to the height h, how much is the work done? mgh divided by time is t. And time is given. Mass in this particular case is given as 1000 into g is 10. Okay, it says g, take g 9.8. 9.8 into height is 20 meters. 20 divided by, I would say, 10. Now solve this, you will get the value of this particular case over here. So that will be 19.6. Okay. Now this one. In the vernier caliber, you guys are supposed to find the least count in this particular case. So simply least count is equal to, I would say, 1 MSD minus 1 VSD. 1 MSD minus 1 VSD. And how do you get 1 VSD? That is 16 divided by 20 MSD. Okay. Then you can say 1 mm minus 0.8. 1 mm minus 0.8. Okay. So this is the question which you can do. That is 0.2 centimeters. Okay. Yes. Now, next one. Next one. Which one is this? 26. Next one is 26. Let's take a look at 26. Okay. When a ruler falls vertically, 5 different persons catch it with a different reaction times. Okay. Person A with this, person A has a reaction time of 0.20, person B has a reaction time of 0.2 seconds. Okay. Person B has a reaction time of this, person C has a reaction time of 0.18, 0.19, 0.21 seconds. Okay. Which one of the following is the correct order for the distance traveled by the ruler in each we say case? Okay. Now in this particular case, I would say this C option is the correct option. Do check it from your end. Okay. Now guys, take a look. Now I'll be showing you the key only. Now, because these are the simple questions, you guys can do it from your end. Now take a look. A uniform metallic wire having the resistance 4 ohms is bent in to form a square loop ABCD. A resistance of 2 ohms is connected between this D, between D and a 2 volt battery, between D and a 2 volt battery, between D and a 2 volt is connected across A and C as shown in figure. Now the value of current in this particular case is, okay, value of current in this particular case is, okay, so that is going to be 2 ampere, answer of this, okay. Then 28, a room heater is rated 400 watts, 220 volts. If the supply voltage is 200 watts, what will be the power consumed? Here it is 331 watts, okay. Now a 100 turn closely wound coil of radius 5 centimeters has a magnetic field of 3.14 in 10 raised power minus 3 Tesla at its center. The current flowing through the coil and the magnitude of the magnetic moment of this coil are respectively. Okay, so you guys are supposed to find the magnetic moment in this particular case, so it will come out to be basically this B. A rectangular wire loop of side 8 centimeter and 3 centimeter with a small cut is moving out of, this is basically C, 2.5, okay, in this particular case, and 20 ampere meter square. You can say this one. Okay. Then you have this rectangular wire loop of side 8 centimeters and 3 centimeters with a small cut is moving out of a region of uniform magnetic field. The magnetic of magnitude 0.3 Tesla directed normal to the plane of the loop. The EMF developed across the cut if the velocity of the loop is 2 centimeter per second. The direction of the normal, the direction in the direction normal to the shorter side of the loop will be option A is the correct option in this particular case. Okay. And in this particular case, I would say this option C is the correct option. 4 statements are given. Okay. A is the mass number. The volume of the nucleus is proportional to A raised power 3. Okay. The difference. Okay. The mass of the nucleus is. Okay. This is option C. Then you have 32. An unknown nucleus has a nuclear density of this and a mass of this. Its mass number A is approximately. Its mass number A is approximately. This question also I have shown you in my live classes. Okay. This question also I have shown you in my live classes. I can say option first in this particular. Then I would say Savita, and while conducting an experiment to determine the effective length of a simple pendulum, and the notes down the date of the time, okay, completion taken to complete 30 oscillations as 60 seconds, and calculates the length of the simple pendulum as, okay, calculates the length of the simple pendulum as, okay. I can say in this particular case it is option D. An electric heater supplies a heat to the system at a rate of 100 watts. Okay, at a rate of 100 watts. If the system performs work at a rate of 75 joules per second, then the rate at which the internal energy increases. That is going to be this one, D. Okay. Then I'll show you. 35 is a thin wire of length L and a linear mass density M is bent into a circular ring X in XY plane with the center C as shown in the figure. The moment of inertia of the ring, okay, we are supposed to find the moment of inertia. That is going to be this 3 ml square divided by 8 pi square. 3 ml square divided by 8 pi square. Okay. Okay. No, 35 is B actually. 35 is B actually. This is B. That is 3 ml square divided by 8 pi square. 3 ml cube divided by 8 pi square. Okay. Then the next one you have a galvanometer of resistance 100 ohms gives a full scale deflection of this. It's converted into an ammeter of this. The shunt resistance, how do you find the shunt? S is equal to Ig into G upon I minus I. Okay, so shunt resistance you guys are supposed to find in this particular case. So I can say A is the correct option. In a meter bridge experiment, okay, the positions of the cell E and the galvanometer G are interchanged. Okay, we shall observe in the galvanometer only side will deflect. Okay, only the left side deflection. There will be no deflection. There will be no deflection. Okay. Okay. So I would say there will be no deflection irrespective of the position of the jockey. Then 38, the peak value of the alternating current is 5. Okay. And the frequency is 60. How long the current starting from the 0 takes to reach the peak value, okay? So I can say 1 divided by 120 seconds, okay? And in this particular case, okay, no, 38 is actually this D, 1 by 240 seconds, okay? Then you have this 39. The figure given below shows a straight solid wire of circular cross section of radius A carrying a steady current I. The current is uniformly distributed across its cross section. The plot which shows, the figure shows a straight carrying current I. The current is uniformly distributed across the cross section. The plot with the magnetic field and distance R. Everybody knows. This is the question which I have been showing you, even I would say in all of my live sessions, okay? Okay, tell me guys, if there is a ring, you say magnetic field at this point. We know, sir, at the center and close to the point, magnetic field remains constant. Then it is inversely proportional to this. So option A is the correct option. Okay, wire. Was 35. Okay, this one. Yes. When the forward bias voltage across the PN junction diode increases a certain threshold voltage, the diode current increases significantly. Okay, the current in the reverse bias, the current is called the reverse saturation current in this particular case. Okay. So it is going to be B. When the forward bias voltage across the PN junction diode increases, okay, above the certain threshold, the diode current increases significantly. Yes, in the forward bias, we say this is the graph of the current. Okay, and the current in this particular case, the current is called the reverse saturation current. No, it is not called the reverse saturation. So this is called the forward current actually. This is which of the following statements is correct? Inside the conductor, electrostatic field is 0. Okay. And electric field at the surface of a charged conductor does not depend on its surface density. The interior of the charged conductor can have no excess electrons. Okay. I would say in this particular case, this option 3, A is correct. Inside the conductor, electrostatic field is 0 because we assume the charge to be on the surface only. Inside it is 0. Okay, the interior of the charge, it has no excess electrons in the static condition. Okay. And D, at the surface of the charged conductor, the electrostatic field must be normal to the surface at every point. Exactly. At the surface, electric field is normal to the surface at every point. So option C is the correct option. Okay, then you have 42. Okay. 42 is, for a matter of work function this, which of the following cases of the wavelength of incident radiation does not give the rise in the photoelectric effect? Okay. This one. See, if you send this much of wavelength, if you send a photon of this much of wavelength, then in that particular case, the photoelectric effect will not be. Let's talk about this one. 43. In a concave lens, a ray of light, okay, emanating from the object parallel to the principal axis of the lens after refraction, okay, appears to diverge from the principal focus. Second one. Okay, then you have 44. Okay, then you have 44. A submarine is designed to withstand an absolute pressure of 100 atm. How deep can it go below the water surface? Okay, how deep can it go below the water surface? Okay, consider the density of the water as this option A. Match the following in this particular case. Okay, so I would say in this particular case, option 3 is the correct option. So this you can see from the screen, this particular question. Match list 1 with list 2 electromagnetic wave, and this is production over here. So this one, A with 4, okay, B with 1, okay, then C with second, and then D with 1, okay, so D with 3, okay. So that's all for today, my dear NEET aspirants. So thank you so much, take care and bye-bye. Thank you so much. Okay, take care and bye-bye. Paper was moderate. That's all for today. Take care.